the minutes of the previous meeting from October 20th, 2016.
Second it.
Okay, is there any corrections, additions, subtractions?
Looks good to me.
Looks
As
good.
always.
All in favor of accepting it as presented? That's unanimous of all present. And agenda item number 4, Citizens Forum. Anything? No? Good. And agenda item number 5 is our good friends from Casella. I'm sure Tracy will have a lot of wonderful news for us.
Good evening.
Good evening.
So I have, trying to give you each time I'm here, a little update on where our permits are, active permits that are in the DEP at some point in the review process. So we have 3 of those out there. We have what's called an SBOH, which is the site suitability. That is what attaches itself to what we call phase 10 of the landfill, that triangle parcel. It's not site assigned. So it requires a site suitability application to DEP. So just the other day, DEP asked for an extension to November 14th to complete their administrative review on that application. We expect to hear their determination somewhere around that 14th. From there, from that DEP decision, it would go into the public comment phase. That takes some additional time. DEP does a final review. So right now, we would be projecting site assignment application to the Board of Health late February of 2017. So that's at the current permitted timeline, and like I said, each time I come, I'll give you an update if there's been any change.
Tracy, the site assignment application will be, if we have wording in the law, site assignment hearings have to start within a certain number of days after DEP's decision, not application. So the application will be kind of concurrent with the,
Yeah, it would be within days. Yeah. So then the second permit is called an SW11. That's for our facilities area. That's for, we need to relocate portions of the infrastructure to accommodate phase 10 and phase 11. So that means that we need to relocate the landfill gas to energy area. We need to relocate the leachate tanks and also our maintenance facility. So that's really an infrastructure permit. And so we received what we had expected from DEP. We got a technical deficiency yesterday, or the day before yesterday. Not sure, I might have lost a day in between there. So that's typical way DEP is asking for additional information on that permit, some technical information. So we'll be responding to that, and then DEP continues through the review process, and expected permit would be in spring of 2017 on that one. So somewhere around April right now. Then the third one that we have is the SW26. So that's the solid waste permit that has the MSE berms for phases 10 and 11. So that permit is, very heavy on the engineering side, everything in there to incorporate those berms as well as your leachate and everything else that you have in your solid waste permit. So we had entered into a negotiated time frame review with DEP because they need additional technical people to review those types of permits. So you meet and you go into an expectation of what those timeframes are going to be to get all that technical review done. So at that, the SW26, we have already responded with just an admin deficiency to give them additional information. We expect that there'll probably be a request for more technical information. That would be called a technical deficiency. So if that were to continue along, we would be expecting the SW26 permit in the fall of 2017.
So we should be having short meetings for a while long? Is that what it boils down to?
Seems to me that moving that leachate tank is going to be a giant job, no?
Actually, the leachate tank that's there right now used to be at another landfill of ours in Hardwick. So it's not that difficult.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
They're just dragging, right?
No, they actually
Roller.
are built from the ground surface. Nobody ever goes up on scaffolding. They start with the roof, and they put the whole dome together, and they jack it up one level. And they build the next one, even with a ladder or whatever, and they jack it up one level. It's really kind of cool to watch them do it. You know, nobody has to create scaffolding and be up high. It's all done right from the ground. They come, take them down the same way.
Tracy, if I may. SW 26 is phase 11 and 10?
It's the MSC berms, yeah, and that would be for both of those.
10 is, I know 11 is right along the northeast.
Where the leachate tank is now.
Was
10 is the triangle parcel.
10 is the triangle. Okay. The SW 11
Mhm.
is the moving of the tanks. If you get that permit in spring,
Mhm.
would you be prepared to construct SW 11? I mean, phase 11, sorry, too many numbers. Would you be prepared to construct phase 11 with the permit, or would it take longer to move those tanks?
That's the timeline that we're working. We're incorporating all that, because like the SW 11, we also have to go through the town as well. You know, we have to go through the planning board for site plan review on that parcel. So there's other things to do that kind of have to be done. But that would be, you know, the fall of 2017, then we need to get the ATC authorization to construct.
Yep.
And that's when we could actually start building. So all those timeframes are built in.
Okay, currently, my understanding is we have capacity with the second half of phase
7.4 phase 2.
until the end of 2017, until December 2017,
Around there, yep.
with the current reduced tonnage.
Yep. That's if tonnage
If
doesn't
we do
change.
not, if we get the permit in the fall, will we have any slowdown, will we have any, otherwise, did you see a seamless progression into phase 11?
I imagine that there's gonna be some bumps in the road there. You know, I'm trying to project out as far for you as I can without knowing all the other portions that are gonna happen in between. So I'm trying to give you the projections. And so then we also have an additional permit application that will be going into DEP for that portion that's left on the east side of the landfill. So there is a space available there as well.
Oh, the portion that's already permitted.
Right, it wasn't
Okay.
built out to the complete limit of waste. So that's also would be factored into that time frame that you're talking about.
Okay, I'm just envisioning that if you don't get the permit to build phase 11, and we have berms to build, so this is gonna be a pretty intricate build out.
Yep.
Until the fall, and we lose capacity at the end of December, I can't envision unless we slow down
There would
tonnage.
be a
or
gap.
something.
There would be a gap. You
And
slow down tonnage or there's a gap.
my,
I'm sorry, is Burns the 11 or the 26?
Berms with 26.
Okay, that's, okay. I had that.
but it's phase 11, SW 26 is phase 11. SW 11 is moving the tanks.
Mhm.
That had me stumbling.
You know what? I should just stop using the numbers and just call it the site suitability application, the facilities area application, and the phase 10 and 11. To me, those numbers, I talk about them all day. You know, they're, you know, normal for me, so, but it does make it confusing when you're talking about SW 11 and phase 11.
And just one last question. We no longer talk about phase 8 and 9, the east phases.
Yeah.
Are those,
Phase 8 and 9 are not in the timeline as of right now.
but they're not dead? They're
No.
still something we
No,
dream
it's-
about?
It still could be suitable airspace, yes.
Which one was 8 and 9?
8 and 9 are the two slivers
On the east
on
side.
the east slope.
Okay. Wasn't that covered with the berm? Wasn't that part of the berm issue?
Well, there were burnt, for each of the expansion areas, 8, 9, 10, and 11,
It was-
all involved
Okay.
berms.
Okay, so that's just building out with the berm, right? Okay.
But there is a section over there on the east that, for whatever reason, Wood Recycling did not take to the current permitted limit of waste that we could.
How long did you say the public comment period was on the site suitability? 30 days?
I'm not positive on that one. Site suitability is not one we do very often, so I don't have those timeframes committed to memory.
I will offer that I think it's ridiculously short. I think it's like a 5-day.
Oh, really?
Is it?
I think it's really short because we're like, we have to have our comments ready when they give completeness. And then with those comments, DEP has 60 days in which to,
Want me to send a
Do
quick
another.
text to see if I can get us an answer before we're done tonight? I can ask Ron real quick. I think Ron might know right off the top of his head. Ron, St. Michael from Sanborn Head?
okay.
I can just shoot him a quick text and maybe he'll have his phone.
I know that the second part of the DEP review is a 60-day review. I think the comment period is ridiculously short.
5 days?
We have, the town has reviewed the site suitability as it sits, as long as they don't ask for further information. And we have asked our comments already. We had asked Taiwan to have comments ready to mix them with ours and submit, so the board, the department will be ready to put comments for that very short notice. And I believe, Tracy, have we shared those comments with you?
On the SWO one, no. We'll see if Ron's able to get us an answer before we leave tonight.
What else we got?
So I think you might have talked about it at your last Board of Health meeting where I wasn't at, but I wanted to just say we had a very successful open house. You know, we saw Bob there. We had some great support from the Southbridge Fire Department and Police Department. They brought their ladder truck and people were able to ride the bucket up. That was definitely something really cool. So we saw about 200 people there. And we also had an appearance by Recycle Man came and
Yes.
he was our superhero for the day, and he was teaching the kids about recycling. So he's passed that
I
around.
saw
I think
him.
Maritza saw him. I don't think Andy did, but he had a great time with the kids, teaching them about recycling. And I had a very brave employee who was willing to let me put him in head-to-toe spandex and.
Oh, he
He's very
doesn't wear
brave.
head-to-toe spandex every day.
So we had a fun day. The weather was beautiful. We had a lot of community support. People were telling me the food was really great. So I'm glad we had another successful event this year.
Yeah, it was really excellent. Weather was pretty good.
Perfect.
Everything cooperated.
Perfect day. So hopefully we'll have another successful community event coming up here on December 3rd. Saturday, December 3rd is the next Household Hazardous Waste Collection Day from 9 to 1. I think Shannon just in the last day or so communicated with Maritza, and we'll get the flyers out and get that communicated to folks so they can come up and take advantage of that day. So those are the updates I've brought, so I'm happy to answer any questions the board has.
I would mention one thing that I already mentioned to Andy. When I saw the email on MTBE, it got me curious. Because as far as I know, the only source for MTBE is gasoline.
Gasoline, right.
So, we've had that huge spill up at the turnpike and from the mountains, and that plume has been spreading ever since. So, ExxonMobil is now agreed to put a pipeline in with a loop up around Bay Path, the middle school and all of that. But that's in another direction. So how, if that's where it's coming from, that says that the water flows this way from where the spill was, where the plume was, towards the landfill, not the other way around. I don't know if that's worth looking into or what.
Oh, I think that the hydrogeo folks, the technical folks working on this, I think that they have put that on a radar screen as something.
Because that's the first MTBE hit we've seen. Yeah. Just wanted to mention.
Did we get, I'm sorry,
No, please, your board.
did we get access to that property that of concern?
the Fox property.
Is that what the name of the box?
Yeah.
That's the
Barrels?
one, the one where the barrel was found?
Yeah.
So currently, DEP, Casella, and the Fox folks are working together to do some further investigation on that property. So that's ongoing right now.
Okay.
Andy?
If Tracy, if you could just take a minute and talk about disruption in management at Casella.
Oh, disruption in management. Well, I haven't quite heard it put that way before. I think what Andy's talking about is John Faris, who's been the division manager at the Southbridge landfill since November of 2004, recently accepted another job at Wheelabrator. And it's was a good time for John and a perfect opportunity. So we're really happy for him that he was able to move on and do something. And he's been working in solid waste, you know, the majority of his adult life. And the job he's going to be doing at Wheelabrator is one of the things that he really enjoyed about doing his job. So now he's going to get to spend all his time focusing on one area, tons and pricing, that, you know, was something that he really enjoyed doing. So, and in light of John moving on to Wheelabrator,
It's not like very much fun, actually. Tons in pricing, it's like, that's like.
yeah, you know, to each his own, right? It
Yeah.
takes all kinds. So in light of John leaving, I'm going to be working with Tom Q, who's our director of landfill development. Of course, you know, I've been at the landfill since 2004 myself, have a lot of experience and know-how about how the operation works. So I'm going to be working with Tom Q over the next year about moving forward and developing into the division manager for landfill.
I just find it amusing that the term working in solid waste for most of his life.
It sounds funny.
Yeah.
I think he'd agree with that. If he was here, I think he'd agree.
I did not mean my comment to be rude. I'm actually very optimistic about working with you. Working relationship between
I'm
us.
excited about it. You know, before I came to work at Casella, I mean, I was a Southbridge resident for just about 11 years. So Southbridge has done very well by me, and I spend more time here than anywhere else. So I'm happy about the opportunity.
Yes.
John Jordan, 68 Ashford Road. Where was the MTB detected? I hadn't heard about that.
Which well was that detected?
I am not sure which one.
I don't know off the top of my head.
A monitoring well at the landfill?
It was on, I think it was on a H-foot road well.
Oh, okay, hold on. All right, that's
I
I was
believe.
confused, okay.
If not, it was on Eleanor Lane, is that the other one there?
Would have to refer to the data coming from Tiamat on that.
Yeah.
That one I do not know off the top of my
Oh,
head.
thank you.
Yeah. And what about income? Have we done any testing down there yet?
Right now, we're focusing on working with the Fox property.
Okay.
And, you know, there hasn't been anything that I'm aware of official communication with Incom about the next steps. That's really been focused on the Fox property.
But they've agreed to have sampling, right?
Incom?
Yeah.
I'm not aware of that.
Oh, I thought that was brought up before, wasn't it?
But they said they weren't.
I know that there was contact with Incom. I wasn't sure where.
There has been contact, but the latest that I understand, nothing has been moved into a formal, you know, granting of access, getting on what type of work would we do? How long would the process take? That's kind of what we're doing with the Fox property right now, and I don't believe that's ongoing for Incom right now.
Does anybody have anything else for Tracy? If not,
Oh,
No.
yep.
Millennium, that's off the table, not looking into them anymore?
I'm not going to use the term off the table.
Okay.
We can't, we're focusing on the Fox property right now.
Fox
Yeah, so.
talks with Incom, I saw the letters and stuff, and then that's where it's at.
Yep, but as far as moving on to do any other type of on-property, right now, I'm only aware that we're working directly with the Fox property.
Okay.
That doesn't mean that we're not going to or said no to, not, you know, none of that is being said. Right
Okay.
now, we're really concentrating on.
'Cause I know they've been pretty forthcoming to say, yeah, whatever you need, things, so.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Just one thing. A couple of days ago, I think Hannah sent something that there was barrels found.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, some extract was sent, a hops extract.
Okay, but I'm just curious. The like, what size barrel are we talking about?
It was a 55-gallon metal drum.
Okay, so a 55-gallon metal drum
Mhm.
doesn't just accidentally find its way into a
You're right.
truck.
So we have
Okay.
been dealing with, we know who the hauler and generator was. We have been dealing with them directly, the conversations. It's a food, part of a food company, an extract that's used, that usually goes through another process.
But I'm not, that's the thing, it's
Yeah.
that somebody put a barrel
Yeah.
on whatever in a load that was going to our landfill, okay? And did they not know that this was not okay?
No, I believe that they understood it was going to a different place, and it didn't. They explained that they handle it a different way at a different facility, and for some reason, it missed where it was supposed to go and ended up coming to the Southbridge landfill. So we've been dealing with them directly about, you know, what happened on your process that
Right.
allowed this to happen.
Right, because that really disturbed me if somebody's, you know, trying to unload 55. And I wasn't
We were
sure
not
at
pleased.
first when they said barrel, are we talking barrel or are we talking barrel? You know, so
Just a 55-gallon
No,
drum.
I, which is more,
Yes.
it's like somebody trying to get a load of the barrel.
It was
And I-
very disruptive to what we do, and, you know, although it was a food extract, we don't appreciate when somebody else's process falls down and becomes our daily headache.
Right.
So we have been dealing with them directly on this, and obviously been keeping Anna up to date.
Okay,
I really do not think it's going to be an issue in there.
okay.
It was one barrel?
I think there was 3.
Ooh, yeah. And we have banned another company for a month or something for coming up Pleasant Street?
Driver.
Yeah, I
Right.
voted on
A
it.
driver.
Just a driver?
Yeah, just a driver. The van is to the driver.
Okay. Anything else for Casella?
I think, can I safely assume that if this company that put the barrels in does it again, that it's going to be, that it's
We're not
going to be-
looking for those kinds of customers.
Okay,
You
I'm
know,
just,
I understand that a mistake can happen, and people are
Absolutely.
human beings, but
this
that's,
shouldn't happen again.
that's not something that will be acceptable for
Okay.
us.
All set? Thank you, Tracy. Agenda item number 6, subcommittee announcements, landfill oversight committee.
There've been no meetings, but we talked about setting one up. The one thing that, I was looking-
Susan, I don't want to be a pain in that. Can you speak a little louder?
Oh, sure thing. No meeting yet. We talked about setting one up. I was looking for contract language or something about the roles, responsibilities, or function of the group, as well as if there are any copies of recent minutes, so I can
I
pick up
thought
there.
I had one here. The duties of the landfill.
It doesn't matter if I don't get it today, but Kevin was looking
I have it here,
for some of it.
I have it here.
Yeah, I think what Kevin just handed you was
That was our approval.
Yep,
Mine says
the mission
draft.
statement that we worked on. Mine says draft 2. I don't think we ever took the draft off. I think we just met about it and made our adjustments. So we did, we took a look, one of our first meetings was to talk about our mission statement and how that was reflected in site assignment condition number 58, which is what sets the, I have plenty of copies of this. So that's site assignment condition number 58 that sets forth the need for the landfill oversight committee and who should be on it.
And was there an annual report that was getting finished up?
That's what we were working on.
So, right now, the 3 of us are the only members, and there still needs to be one more citizen member?
There's Maureen Doyle is also on it. And then Ron Plouffe, who's the airport
Did
manager.
attend some meetings, but
Yep.
was on a as-you-needed basis, I thought.
The core group that was meeting on a regular basis was Dean Cook, myself, Maureen Doyle, and Kevin.
Okay, so those are the people that I will need to get in touch with to set up the meeting date. That's it? That's
Do you have this Principles of operation for the landfill oversight committee.
That's what I was looking for.
I haven't seen that either.
I haven't
I'm
seen-
looking, that's what I have, I don't have the other one, that's what I'm looking at.
That is a document I haven't seen.
And then here's, yeah, if you
Yeah,
would.
2008.
Here, you might as well make another copy of this.
2008?
It's just 15.
Well, that was the site assignment was
Yeah,
2008.
could I have a, Maritza, could I get a copy too, please?
Lots of copies, right?
This was our second
Yeah, but yours will
meeting.
cost money, Kevin.
This was our second meeting that I have dated as 9/9/2010.
I traded
How many-
for-
how
Took a
many-
while to
I
get
traded
it down.
pages again.
It was my birthday.
September 9th, 2010, we met on your birthday.
Put it in the email.
So that was it, if he's getting.
Yeah. So I do have some previous minutes, but Marissa says she has a file of hopefully all previous minutes, and you'd probably be better off to get all previous minutes.
Makes sense. Thanks. And I don't have anything else, we'll
Okay.
set something up.
Maritza's making a copy of that principles of operation for everybody, I guess, a couple of copies. So, chairman's announcements, I have none. Health director announcements, Andy has none. What do you got, Andy? None? I have a question for you. Is the building on Central Street empty now? It's after October 31st.
Building on Central Street,
No.
we, actually, I acted as conduit. I received keys from all three apartments. I had them sign a document that says that they have vacated the unit. I sent the owner an order yesterday that said I have these statements of vacancy and that he can board the building now. Actually, I ordered him to board the building, I'm gonna board it. So, yes, it's vacant and it should be boarded as of now. I think he was boarding it this afternoon.
Oh, okay, I saw it this morning and I didn't see it boarded.
I think he was boarding it this afternoon. My only hope is that he did walk the building and make sure he didn't board anybody in. But
Okay.
it should be boarded now. And I will check that tomorrow.
Excellent. Board members' announcements. Dave,
No.
Susan,
I know the next meeting will be one for regular Board of Health issues, and I wondered if we might think about setting up a time to have either a strategic planning meeting or something, because Dave's goals and objectives and everything was really good. I don't know whether or not you want the board to have more input, or if the board would like to have one meeting where we look at introduction to public health and the 10 essential public health services. I was just at the Office of Rural Health conference over the past 2 days, and there's a public health training institute out of Boston University that has lots of web-based curriculum, or people that could come here and talk about some of the public health background information. I also talked to John Dignan, who is the person that wrote the Regional Public Health Preparedness Plan. I talked to him because he works in Connecticut. And he said he'd be interested, or he'd be available to come and talk to the board too about what the public health picture looks like. So there's probably a reasonably long agenda, so we can make it a fun day. I love public health.
you are now.
But if we did spend some time doing it or looking at it and possibly inviting other people after that to talk about just achieving common goals or something like that. I'm
We-
just,
We could make it
floating
part
that in.
of that meeting, which is the one that doesn't deal with the landfill, because that's pretty much all, I think that would be an excellent time to do it, either the next meeting or the meeting after that.
yeah, this
Yeah,
was
and
a
get somebody
heads up.
in here to talk to us about it.
MIHA also offers a training specifically to Board of Health members on Board of Health responsibilities, Board of Health legal rights, it's just a real good introductory program, and I'll find out when that is being offered.
Is that what when we got, I get emails from them, and I think it was sometime in November in Marlboro?
No, that's for we're actually, that's when we're, me.
Oh, okay.
December. That's specific to think that's the MHOA one, but it's a food code stuff. I'll find out the one about Board of Health training, it's usually held on a Saturday. But it's a really good training for new board members, and also for board members who really don't, even if they're good at being a board member, they don't grasp the basics of it and the roots of it. And I've been to it 3 times and I've always got something.
Really?
It's a good training.
Can you get that more?
We'll hunt it down.
Anything else, Susan?
Yes, but now I forgot what it was. It's all good. I'll remember 2 weeks from
Well, then let's schedule the next meeting.
I wasn't ready to pull out my phone yet. This is not,
We gotta extend this meeting.
yeah.
There's
No,
no,
we don't.
there's no
No, we
comment
don't.
from my written.
No, we don't.